I will start the debate in 3, 2, 1. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with a motion, this House will require university students for developing country who obtain education in the ways to work in their country of origin for a number of years after graduation. So before I start with the argument, let me tell you what is the definition of about the developing country. So I think the developing country is a nation with a lower standard of living, less development industry base, and lower human and development index (HDI). And compared to more advanced economics, it is still a process of growing its economy and infrastructure. And the number 2, I will give you the definition about the Western country. So where's the Western country? I think Western country is generally refers to economically development nation in Western Europe. And also North America, Australia, New Zealand, and yeah, that's characteristic of the by advanced industrializations, high income level, and similar political, in economic and culture system. So what is the status quo right now? Okay, look at the status quo. Currently, there is no universal to mandatory requiring university students from development country who study in Western nation to return work their home country after graduation. So most of students are free to choose where they settle and work when they complete their degrees. As a result, a large number of these skilled graduates decide to stay in Western country, attracted by higher salaries, better career opportunity, advanced facility, and more stable living conditions. This situation often leads to the one known as brain drain, where developing countries lose the education workforce they need to grow, while whereas the economically skilled professionals without having an internal invest in the early education. So what is the objection and what is the objective of the team of the proposition team? 1. The main purpose of this proposal is to reduce brain drain and ensure that the knowledge, skill, and experience gained about the user to benefit the development of the student of country by require them to work in the nation of origin with several years after graduation. The policy aims to first transfer advanced technology, modern management methods, and new ideas back to the local economy and industries. 2. Strengthen public service such as healthcare, education, and then also engineering and research. 3. Help improve infrastructure and economic growth using internationally trained talent. So let's going to the argument. The first argument reduce brain drain and recover national investment. What mean? This policy directly addresses the problem the brain drain and ensure that resource spent not on education benefit as home country. Why? Because many students from developing country receive financial support from government, scholarship, or public funds without a requirement to return, but abroad, so the home of country gains to return in investment and looking scope professionalism in different needs. So what's the evidence from that? According to the United Nations, and then around the 20 and 13% of university graduates from development country stay in Western country after completing their studies. So what it means? What it is feel like medicine and engineering, this slow and down of development on this sets. So like what? By mandating work in their country of origin, the policy ensures that public and private investment is repaid through service while keeping critical skill and within the national economy. And the second argument about the transfer knowledge and improve local capacity. First, returning graduates bring advanced skill and international standards that raise the quality of local industry and service, right? So why? Because education is Western country provides access to modern technology, research methods, and global best practice that one of the invaluable in developing nations. When these graduates work locally, they apply this and then this knowledge. Why? Because the country like South Korea and Taiwan and also the China wants to use similar temporary service. Why? Because Because after implementation, they saw faster improvement in healthcare, engineering, and academic research, right? And as a returning professional introduces no system in our country, this extends of a practice built to long capacity, making a local of the institution more competitive and capable of solving domestic challenges. And the third agreement about the promote balance and the inclusive national development. The policy ensures that development benefit the whole nation rather than only wealthy of economics, because skilled workers are essential, right, for building infrastructure, expanding industries, and improving public speaking and service. Then, and also, if they leave, the growth remains slow and uneven between developing and developing nations. Why? Because in many look at in the African and Southeast Asian nations, short qualified doctor, teacher, and engineer force communities really French expert, which are costly or unsustainable. Unsustainability. Why? Because requiring graduates to work at home create a stable, skilled workforce, and that driving steady economic growth and improve living standard for the general population. So, why this is urgent? First, because this issue is the urgent because of the brain drain is happening at an accelerating rate, creating a growing gap between the skill a developing country needs and the talent it actually has. Every year, the thousands of students live in the study abroad and most do not return. This means the country loses the future leaders, specialists, and inventors before they can contribute. Delaying with this only make the problem harder to fix. More skilled people leave local industries stagnant and the nation falls future behind the global competitive. In rural instead now, we're gonna look what is happening. The investment in education will continue and then will also benefit all your economic, and then while the home country face permanent shortage of the protect qualified professionals. What is the conclusion? So from this motion, we can take a conclusion. Require university students from developing countries who study in the ways of work in their home country for several years after graduation that is necessary and practical measure. It directly addresses the critical problem in brain drain, ensure that national and personal investment in education deliver benefit in the local economy of our country and transfer advanced knowledge and skill back to the where they are most and needed. While involves a temporary restriction of personal choice to long-term gain for an economic self-reliance for outweighs and also discriminations. Ultimately, is country's fairer system where education abroad serve a tool to strengthen a nation rather than one way loss to it. So we are support this motion.